What is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny gameplay video. Hey, in this video we're going to be talking about the big bad Matador, right? So if you aren't aware, which I'd be surprised if you aren't, but if you are not aware, Bungie did put the Matador back in the loot pool, and you can acquire it in a number of different ways, mainly by competing in the Crucible. So basically it can drop as an endgame reward. It could also drop as a reward for completing Crucible bounties. So I actually got mine from the bounty that you turn into Shaxx. Well, you don't turn into Shaxx, but the bounty that Shaxx gives you for just playing Supremacy. You know, actually, now that I think about it, Shiro may be the one that gives you that bounty. I don't know. The bounty that you get at the beginning of Rise of Iron for Supremacy, right? I picked that thing up on completion. I got this Matador as a reward, and it came with a rangefinder, a reinforced barrel, and hammer forged, as well as Cascade and Field Choke. So that's what I'm using. It's not perfect, but it's great. So now that these Matadors are out there, the question is, was this a good idea? Like handing these out to everybody? Like just kind of making these really available? I mean, a good friend of mine has already had 3 God Rolls drop. 3 God Roll Matadors drop for him already. So, I mean, they're not necessarily hard to come by. You just have to play and turn in those bounties, and you should be able to get one no problem within a couple of days, unless your RNG is just genuinely poop. So, which I'm sorry if that's you. I feel bad for you. But anyways, so these things are really available. Was that a good decision by Bungie? So here's what I will say, regardless of what you think about shotgun balance, regardless of whether you think that the Matador is broken or if you think that it's perfectly fine, whatever your stance is, it was a good thing. It's a good thing that they put this back in the loot pool and made it very available for all players to get one of these things just by playing the game. That was a very good decision, and here's why. One of the problems that you had is the Matador was not attainable to players who were new on the scene. Like if they just came in at year 2 and they weren't playing the game back when the Matador was available, then they were already at a disadvantage. And they could be really talented players, but just the fact that they joined the scene late puts them at a disadvantage when they're thinking about playing competitively. Now that's not really fair, in my opinion. So for one reason why this is good is because now it's available to those players who didn't have the chance to get it but want to compete, and they don't want to be at a disadvantage just because they haven't played the game as long as these other guys in the competitive scene. So, by the way, if you hear like grunting or baby noises in the background, she's sitting in a seat right beside me, so I apologize about that. But anyways, so that's one reason why it's a good thing. Just in general, you don't want to leave it too much up to RNG to decide whether or not you can hang. Now the Matador is better than the Party Crasher, and everybody knows that. So now that it's available to everyone, it puts everyone on a sort of even playing field. That I really like. That was a good decision. So I'm totally for them putting this back in the loot pool. And if they choose to balance or retouch the way that shotguns work, now they don't have to worry about considering these outliers and just punishing those and making all the other shotguns suffer, right? Now it's just available to everybody. So if it gets adjusted, then everybody gets hit equally as hard. That's a good thing. You don't want to have these, godly year 1 weapons that are just kind of looming over everybody else, and these shotguns get nerfed, and so Matador just becomes that much better, right? I'm not saying I want a nerf, and I'm not saying that there needs to be one. I'm not saying that there's gonna be one. I'm just saying that now that the best shotgun in the game is available for everybody, it makes balance much, much easier. Does that make sense? So before you start keyboard warrioring it up, like, stop talking about shotgun nerfs. I'm just saying that now that they're available for everybody, it'll be easy if they decide ever in the future to adjust them, even if that means buffing them, okay? Even if that means, I'll just say that, if they ever want to buff shotguns, it'll be easier to do it because the best shotgun is available for everybody. So those are the reasons why I think this is a good thing, and the Matador is great. Make sure you get into the Crucible and get your hands on one. You won't regret it. Even after just a couple of games, you're going to be like, dang, like this thing doesn't work. So hopefully I'll catch you in the Crucible, guys. I'll see you there.